had the time of my life tonight at Ric Flairs' last match. Did you have the time of your lives tonight at Ric Flairs' last match, baby? It was a bumpy ride of I don't know what's going to happen, but I enjoyed it, man. I got to tell you, bro, I absolutely was dying. This match was wild, weird, and hilarious. And emotional, to be honest. I love you, Ric Flair, man. How can you not love this guy for going out there and trying to do that and doing it? He did it. I think he did it. I give it a thumbs up. It was a rocky. It almost could have gone. It could have gone bad, man. It could. So many bad things could have happened. Could have gone so wrong on so many different levels. And to be honest, this was the second best match of SummerSlam. I'm not even kidding about that. What's up, chat? Hit the like button. Coming off a SummerSlam. It's good to be here with you live. I thought we were going to lose Ric Flair at the end there.
Motherfucker, here we go.
Oh my God!
I'm out the window. Yep. Yo, motherfucker, no romance, cause there ain't no chance in my happy pants. Could you perchance come and take this dance and leave me here? I'm a bad motherfucker, ain't got no fear. What the time? What's the time, motherfucker?
Let's do it. Let's do it. What's the time, baby? Oh. Shit, bum. What happened?
I also loved how the production value wasn't as sterile as WWE shows.
Yes.
It was refreshing to see.
I agree. Gerald Armstrong, thank you for the $5, man. He said, I still don't know if the show was a gimmick, but the show was all right. Jeff Jarrett had me rolling, attacking everyone before the match, and when Ric Flair said he didn't remember half the match, yeah, Ric Flair, he passed out at some point. At some point, to be honest, it was scary, dude. You know what I mean? This was seriously scary. I wasn't kidding, guy. No, none of you were. It wasn't a joke the other day when I said, man, I'm worried he could pass out in the match or whatever, could happen. And that's what happened. He sort of blanked out at the end there, Ric Flair did. He really did. He blanked out towards the end. Man, you got to give it to him then. And El Idolo, man, he put the knucks on the wrong hand, and Flair, despite being all like, oh, he got him on the right hand, and then he hit him, dude. That was great. It should have ended there, but he had to put the figure 4 on him. Unfortunately, Ric Flair's shoulders were down, but, whatever. We didn't really see it. Good camera angle, away from it, so you couldn't really see it 100%. But, Ric Flair's shoulders were down, but whatever. It doesn't matter. That means he's going to come out of retirement to set the record straight, guys. He's going to have to come out of retirement to fix this. So, whatever. But after that huge SummerSlam night the other night, man, this was fun. I honestly want to tell you guys, I think this was maybe my second favorite match of the weekend besides the last man standing match. Now, in reality, there were a lot of good matches here or there tonight. And, I do think that I was right about, like I said, Davey Boy Smith and Karrion Kross. I didn't think that'd be a very great match or anything, and I don't think it was. And like I told, I know that, there was a couple people that, like Mustafa, that was like really looking forward to that, and I was like, no, man, I don't think that's gonna go down. I just don't think it's gonna be that good. But it was something, but it wasn't that great, to be honest. But that's okay. There was a lot of matches on the card tonight. I thought Gresham actually had a pretty good showing. And by the way, oh my God, did Taurus save Bandito? Wasn't it Bandito that Taurus saved? Dude, Bandito went out there, hit his back leg on the top rope, and almost friggin' just stunned himself, paralyzed himself, and Taurus saved his life, man. The only thing I wish is that I was calling this shit tonight, because I would have loved to have been out there calling that. I would have been selling the hell out of this match tonight. And, man, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the man himself, SITH NEGAN. who last night dropped $1,000 on my 10-year anniversary show and stream of SummerSlam. It was a lot of fun last night, no doubt about it. A lot of tweets going out. I got a lot of tweets out there. We'll talk about tonight, Ric Flair, his last match, some of the talent we saw tonight, some of the things I saw tonight, some of the opinions on the matches. I thought Gresham actually had a good showing. He came out there, and I'll tell you, man, Gresham looked pretty good. He, especially in the end when he went like nuts on everybody and then won the match. I thought that was a fun time. You know, I thought that match was one of the better ones because it got to the point. I mean, we saw Rachel Ellering get injured. Basically, I believe she tore a tendon, either tore a tendon or just ripped one. I think she pulled or ripped or slightly tweaked a tendon when she was going for the roll-up. Jordan Grace kind of forced it, and her whole toe and foot was stuck underneath, so she pulled her and hyperextended it in some fashion and probably pulled a tendon. In my opinion, she won't. She may be out about 2 to 4 weeks while she just lets that little tear or pull recover, because you could really do some damage. She could have torn it really badly, deciding to continue to wrestle tonight. But, man, good on her, bro. She took a break for a few seconds, and then she came right back. Kudos to Conrad Thompson for putting on a pretty damn good show, you know, for not doing a lot of these and coming out of nowhere and, you know, mixing production teams and different staff and coming together with different groups of people. I mean, it was pretty crazy, man. So not bad. Yeah, there was some gaffes and stuff like that, but, you know, why would you be so critical? Because, I mean, these guys don't always do this. You know, they don't always do this. They don't always produce a show every week or whatever. You know, they had kind of a bit of an all-star team from all over the place, you know, at this one. So Undertaker was there. Yep. Bret Hart was there. Great to see Bret Hart, Undertaker, and Mick Foley all together, too, to be there with Rick and to be around the ringside like that was very fun at the end, too. I just had a lot of fun, man. I mean, it could have gone really bad. Like, Ric Flair could have gotten hurt early. He could have passed out early. He could have gotten seriously hurt early. And now he did end up getting really winded and kind of, like, pass out a bit at the end. You know what I mean? But that was at the very end, so luckily it happened then. And then he still powered through it, man. So listen, I know there's a lot of people that roll their eyes at last matches and Rick and, you know, my wife last night. But I was entertained by this. You know what I mean? So Ric Flair put him in the Ric Flair put him in the figure 4 leg lock. That's what we expected. That's exactly what we called, or what I called. Maybe most of you did too. But I was like, yeah, he's going to put him in the why do I keep saying sharpshooter? I'm all about Bret Hart right now. Putting him in the figure 4 leg lock for the victory, and that's exactly what happened, although all 4 shoulders were down, and the referee counted instead of going for the submission. So it would have been interesting if it was a submission too. But very interesting stuff there. Ric Flair, you know, entertained me. That's what I was looking for, to be entertained. Ricky Morton was out there trying to dial it up earlier. We got to see the Wolves versus the Motor City Machine Guns. I mean, that was also something that was fun. I don't think the announce team really gave it the just it should have had, but it was fun nonetheless. I think they should have had some different announcers at times, and at other times I really enjoyed the commentary. So I thought sometimes the commentary team was on the ball, and I thought sometimes it was a little bit like, hey, they're missing somebody or missing something. So that is what it is. What are you going to do about it? But yeah, so, you know, we'll go through all the matches, and, you know, I'm sure we'll hear from a lot of you guys, Ryback included. What's up, Ryback?
Oh,
I really enjoyed it too.
Feed me Omega.
Come on, Ryback. I really enjoyed when one of the best things was Ric Flair faking the heart attack. Dude, Ric Flair faked a friggin' heart attack, dude. I was a mark for that, dude. He was like, oh, dude, and oh my God, bro, did you not get scared? I got scared, bro. I was like, oh my God, something's wrong. He fucking got me, dude. I'm a mark. For a second, dude. I was like, oh my God. And then when Jay Lethal broke character kind of to be like, dude, hey, something's to the referee, go check on that. Something's going on. You know, dude, that was great. They got me a little bit. I was concerned. holy shit, dude, I love it. And then you kind of were like, oh, is he? Oh, yeah. They did everything, bro. They had the women call each other cunts and F words and everything. And also they could distract for a blade job. I mean, dude, does it like all the old tricks, man. Karen Jarrett pulling out the shoe. You know, somewhere she's sniffing Kurt Angle's balls. Like, it was a great fun time. Let me tell you something. This was better than... I had more fun watching this than most of SummerSlam, funny enough. But mostly it was the main event. I mean, I thought Last Man Standing match was the best match of the weekend for WWE. And maybe there was a couple other matches that were really good, but I was enjoying that. And by the way, we almost got... What we thought was going to happen was Ric Flair dying in the ring. I dare I say it. He damn near passed out at the end. He was having trouble. I mean, they should have had oxygen ready for him. Had him roll under the ring to breathe in some oxygen. It was scary, but also very fun. I was well entertained, man. Who would think Ric Flair would entertain us all like that one last time? Say what you will about whatever. And tonight, man, can you imagine the videos that are going to come out with Ric Flair and Kid Rock? What are they going to do tonight? I hope something toxic.
Shit bum.
I really thought he was going to get suplex off the top rope, thank God.
They were gonna do it. Rick called it off. They were going to do it, Broken Lion. They literally were going to do it. You really thought it because they were really going to do it. He was really going to suplex him off the top, dude. That was the fucking plan. Broken Lion becoming a $5 shit bum. Yo, Broken, thank you so much, bro. Welcome back to the Patreon as well and becoming a member, Broken Lion. You are without a doubt a beast, brother. Broken Lion, because they were going to do it, man. They really were going to do it. And Ric Flair said, I can't do it, or I'm not up for it, or, you know, let's skip that or whatever. That's he called that for sure. You know, so they were going to do that. They were actually going to do the superplex off the top rope on Ric Flair. I mean, it looked like it. And then he just did a regular suplex in the ring. I think that was a smart call by Flair based on his condition and what was going on and what we were seeing. I thought that was a great audible call. He was nowhere. He may not have recovered if they had done a superplex, potentially. Seriously. So that was a good call. And, I mean, just a suplex alone to this, you know, however old. How old is Ric Flair? 70-something, 75, 73? I don't know. But, you know, it's potential that we could see more events like this, and this was a launching pad. I don't know if this was some kind of a one-time thing, but potentially it could be some sort of a launching pad for Conrad Thompson, the Jim Crockett production. You know, promotions. I don't know if this is the launching of something here, or if this was, you know, whatever. I saw mixed reactions to this, to be honest. I saw most of you guys, a lot of people giving Ric Flair a lot of respect, and I saw a lot of people also saying it was pretty good and entertaining, but then I did see maybe like 20% of the people kind of saying this is awful, like what are they doing, you know, things like that. You know, so I sort of did see it from all sides. I'm going to put a poll up to see what you guys think. Let's put a poll up. Let's see. All right, there we go. I got the poll up now. So you guys, also the donation link is up there. I didn't think we'd really get a lot of that tonight because of SummerSlam last night and everything else, but there is a link at the top if you want to do it. Super chats down below as well. Help fund the show. Thank you. But you can also, for free, just click on that poll and just vote and tell us what you thought of Ric Flair's last match, man. There was so many things to talk about and break down in this, and we're going to get to Discord in a minute. We got a lot of people on Discord. I'm sure Mustafa might be over there. I don't know, but I had a blast, man. I really did, and I loved seeing The Undertaker and everybody out there with him, too. You know, at one point, The Undertaker looked almost like scared or embarrassed. I don't know. The Undertaker was like, oh, my God, what are we doing? You know, Bret Hart was a sweetheart, I think, in there to Rick with his wife. The women did such a great job, man. Ric Flair's older daughter and everybody at ringside. They did such a great job with Karen Jarrett. Karen was a biatch, dude. She was a awful piece of trash. It was wonderful. She was just crapping on everything and everybody. She was trying to rip fan signs. like it looked like the fans' sign. They had worked on it all day. It was almost as if the kid worked on the sign all day with his grandfather who was dying, and it meant so much to him. And Karen Jarrett was trying to rip it, and those people were clinging to that sign like it meant the end of the world to them. I thought that was hilarious. You know, because most people, they get the sign ripped out and they just, and they rip the sign up and they go, and they laugh, and the fan laughs and they're like, and they try to pick it back up to bring it home. Like, they ripped my sign. That was cool. You know, but these fans were like, seriously did not want to give up the sign. They were like, no, this was put together by my children's blood, sweat, and tears or something. Like, it was very bizarre.
Shit bomb.
But I enjoyed it a lot.
This actually was a good nostalgia night with Jim Crockett Promotions.
Yes.
Good talent and decent matches.
Right. Michael B., thank you for the $5. It was nice. It was a good showcase for some talent that's been around now for a little bit, and some talent who are up and coming, and some guys that from MLW, some guys from AEW, some free agents who are just roaming the wrestling world, and certainly some veterans as well. It was nice, man. I really did enjoy it. Shawn Michaels and Rick, probably the better real match, but this had all that emotion, man. They really did have all the emotion of, like, Jesus Christ, dude, when Ric Flair faked the heart attack, like, dude, it was like, dude, that was unreal, like, terror in my mind. I was having terror. I was a mark, bro. Oh my God, bro, was I a mark for that. And then he really had problems at the end, you know? He was really out of breath. I mean, Rick, I couldn't go right now in the condition I'm in right now. If I was out there, I'll just tell you right now, if I was out there doing that exact match that Ric Flair just did, doing everything he did for the time that he did it, I would have passed out or I would have thrown up. I'm not in the right shape to do that right now. I'm not. He's 70-something. And I know he's been training a while for this. I know it. But he went out and did that. He didn't throw up. He might have passed out at some point. But I would have passed out or thrown up. He was out there a long time to do a lot of little spots and a lot of little things to set up this emotion and have some good times with it. I really loved it, man. I loved that El Idolo was there to kind of, be the avatar of Ric Flair at times. I mean, so it was fun, man. And it was different than the Shawn Michaels match, obviously, because, it was a tag match and a little bit different. So I love that he's got this last memory in WWE, and now he has this sort of last memory of a last thing ever in the ring ever. Which, because once he came out of retirement, essentially, and went to TNA after WrestleMania with Shawn Michaels, I mean, at that point, that's already kind of done over. So this is a good way to say goodbye for real, hopefully. And, I would have just ended it at WrestleMania if I was him, called it quits at WrestleMania, but whatever. He didn't want to, and he didn't. It's wrestling, and I'm not gonna say anything other than he entertained me tonight. Did you pay your money to see this, man? He really did entertain me a lot tonight. I love Ric Flair. I don't care, bro. I love wrestling. I love wrestlers. I'll never forget, watching Ric Flair as a kid with my dad, and I'll never forget being in middle school with all the middle school kids in the school, and everybody was into wrestling, watching WCW, and they all loved Ric Flair, man. They really did. And it wasn't but a couple of years before that all these kids would have made fun of me for watching this stuff, and they were all enjoying it. The jocks, the most popular kids, were having a party watching WCW. So, it's just Ric Flair, and he's still here, man. I'm 38. It's 2022, and I just saw Ric Flair get busted open, and a couple of, and everything that happened. There's the fake heart attack right there. I love it. I love it. Oh!
Motherfucker, here we go. Everyone knows I'm out the window. Yup. Yo, motherfucker, no romance, cause there ain't no chance in my happy pants. I'm a bad motherfucker, ain't got no fear. What the time?
It's the Pitbull. It's the Pitbull blown in. He's here.
Happy rhyme, motherfucker. I said it's Glock, yo. Oh, bang, bang, tick tock, and a fucking suck. Oil shock. 2 on consignment, 1 in stock. What's the time, motherfucker? I said it's Glock.
Pew, 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 pew.
I said Glock.
Sorry.
The entire card was average, but Ric Flair delivered in the main event. I legit had a tear in my eye watching his final match. Bark.
I agree. Bark. It almost felt like a younger crowd too. It didn't exactly feel like an older crowd. I'm sure it was a mix of a lot of different people, but like it did feel a little bit like a younger crowd, and they didn't sound so loud at certain times, and then other times they did sound very loud. Like it was a little bit all over the place. Yo, Pitbull Blonin, thank you for the $10, man. It's great to have you here, sir. Coming in after Broken Lion. Broken Lion, thank you for the donation as well, man. I also, did a little commentary for this match. And by the way, rest in peace to Uhura, Star Trek, Nichelle Nichols. Can't believe we lost her today. We lost Uhura today. And we lost Bill Russell, legendary GOAT of the Celtics. If we had lost Ric Flair, it would have been number 3. That would have been 3. That's why I was really worried going into this match. Earlier we lost Nichelle Nichols. We lost Bill Russell, rest in peace. And then Ric Flair went out there, and he started grabbing his heart, and I thought, oh, my God, here we go. So it's unbelievable. Shout out to the king, Todd Fair, one of the men keeping this show on the air, and he is the king of Monetize This, Todd Fair. But what stuff tonight, man. And Jeff Jarrett was on fire, bro. He was trying to start fights with everybody in the crowd. He was ready to drag somebody over the damn barricade into the ring at one point. It was a lot of fun. Here's a little commentary. Listen to this. And it's time for Ric Flair's last match, and the Nature Boy is ready. He's got big gold. He's got the white robe. He's got all these fans standing for him in his last match. And for the last time, in the middle of the squared circle, we're going to say it all together. Woo! I got a good woo. Let me tell you that. Yes, but will it be his last moment on Earth? Would you knock that off? Come on. Hey, just say he could die out there. Well, obviously he knows the... And look at this piece of crap, Jeff Jarrett trying to get in there. What is he trying to ruin the introductions of Ric Flair's last freaking match? What the hell is wrong with Jeff Jarrett? And Jerry Jarrett should be ashamed of his son and his behavior this entire week. We didn't need a bunch of hostility going to the final match for Ric Flair. Just a mano-a-mano type of match. Just a nice competition. But instead it's gone this way. It's gone dirty. It's gone nasty. That's the way Ric Flair likes it, nasty. Just like some of his ex-wives, nasty dogs. Knock it off. I don't know. I was messing around. Thank God that gave me a minute to breathe and grab a water. And now I have a water. And now we're going to get over to Mustafa. We got some news on Ric Flair's last match. And by the way, I can't wait till the videos start surfacing of Ric Flair and Kid Rock just in the strip clubs. I don't know what's going to happen tonight, but there's going to be sins out there. And speaking of sins, you ever seen two pussies stare at each other? Well, now you have. There you go, folks. Two pussies staring at each other. Talk more about that later. Let's go over to the live crew. I know he's been itching to talk about this tonight. I can't wait to do it. Ric Flair's last match, man, I had a blast. There's the fake heart attack. There's nothing better. Then he poked Jay Lethal right in the eye. Doesn't get any better than that. Nice poke right to the freaking eye and a blade job. It wouldn't be a Ric Flair match without a little bit of a blade job. And I love it. The women did a great job distracting everybody. Karen Jarrett was like, dude, tonight Karen Jarrett was like Rebby Hardy on friggin' like Hennessy. Like if you fed Hennessy to Rebby Hardy, I'd expect that's the way that Karen Jarrett acted tonight out there. Let me tell you something. Mustafa, everybody's here. Takansu Todd, Tom's here. Mustafa, what'd you think, bro?
Okay, before I even go down this card, let me put some haters down real quick.
All right.
I'm about to shoot. First and foremost, Ric Flair is 73 years old. What were you expecting from a 73-year-old guy who hasn't been in the ring in possibly a decade? At the end of the day, this was his decision, This is what he wanted to do. And yes, he did the best job that he freaking could. Dude, all he needed was 4 moves. Punch, kick, chop, figure 4. That's it.
I am disappointed. No Hogan running. I was hoping for a Hogan running. I got to tell you.
I don't need Hogan. Dude, Hogan's swim at the beach. He's fine. Whatever. He already got his run. He's fine. Ric Flair. And the fact, dude, you had Undertaker, Foley, and Bret Hart in the front row. Which, by the way, I was surprised to see Bret there. And funny enough, after the match, he gives him a fist bump. No hug. No. I'm like, that's it. Damn.
Well, I mean, honestly, Ric Flair couldn't even convert the fist bump. He was on Dream Street there at the end, man. Dude, I'm telling you, I would have thrown up. Dude. Seriously, that was amazing for him to blow up at the end like that and almost pass out. And Andrade Alito had to kind of guide him around a little bit. And then he still had the wherewithal to be like, nah, the knucks are on the wrong hand. And, dude, when he delivered that punch, I thought the moment tonight was going to be the figure 4. But he was too tired to really cinch that in to make it look great and see that moment the way you wanted to see it. But you know what the moment is that punch. That punch of him getting up, putting the knucks on and hitting him in the head. I mean, that was awesome. The crowd popped.
We knew that his cardio was going to be limited, but again, that's the reason for this tag match, to hide the negatives,
right?
Exemplify the positives. And for anybody that says that Ric Flair shouldn't be in the ring, didn't do that, first and foremost, you do even a smidgen, just an eighth, a tenth of what he was able to accomplish in his life, let alone being in the ring, let alone being on the road for God only knows how many days a year in his heyday, and yet still be at 73 to come back and do a show that is based around him, all around him. 9,000 people sold out, which, by the way, SummerSlam, even though it might have maybe sold out in tickets or whatever like that, the stands weren't sold out. This building was. So this tells me a lot about how wrestling and wrestling fans need to understand that regardless of the attraction, regardless of what it was, this was a matter of respect, not just about athletic prowess. This was amazing.
It was really a celebration of a guy's career with a match on top. That's what it is. It was
great. He brought the freaking gold belt mantle. Like, that's cool. So, I mean, we'll go through the show here and everything like that. But, Joe, you mentioned, even the last bit of the match, which, I mean, we'll go into detail. But I noticed something. It was like both shoulders of Jarrett and Flair were down.
Yeah, all 4 shoulders.
Done.
Yep.
Flair was, and no, there's not going to be a comeback. I understand people.
I made a joke about that. I said he's going to come back. There's controversy. All 4 shoulders are down. I was joking around.
It's done. Rick, and again, judging by that performance, I'm like, there's no need for him to come back to do another match, especially, God forbid, if again, something actually did happen for a shoot. For example, him faking a heart attack. I had an idea that was a work because he wouldn't be so over dramatic about it.
Yeah.
He would have just sat really quietly in the.
Yeah, he would have just slowly died is what he would have done, like if it was real. Oh, man.
It would have been a slow, painful death, yeah.
Man, I loved it, though, because for a second, he scared me because I was already worried. So, which was great that they played on our emotions and heartstrings, and they made me a mark. I love when they make me a mark again. Like a full mark. Like, dude, I love it. I'm a sick person. I'm just like Flair. And Vince, whatever. I'm a sick person. I loved it. I loved that he was out there. He could die at any moment, and he's entertaining everybody. And then he pretends to die, and then he does pass out, and then he can't breathe.
What does that tell you?
It tells me that he's crazy, and I love it.
Sorry for interrupting you, but what is that? I'm just saying, what does that tell you about half the locker rooms in the United States, let alone all around the world, that you got a 73-year-old guy, okay, he may not be able to do this and that, yet he still commands the respect and the attention, and half the guys in the locker rooms all around the world can't even do that.
Let me tell you something. There are people that would eat their dogs in the crowd, for Ric Flair if it meant his life. They'll eat their dog in front of him. No, but seriously, this was a fun main event. I had a blast with it for what it was. I had fun. Was it this brilliant, beautiful looking thing? No, but it was fun. It really was. Go. I had fun and I was entertained. And I'll tell you what, Mustafa, this was the second or third best match of the weekend, in my opinion, because that's how much fun I had. Maybe second, next to the last man standing match. If I was going to go back and watch anything this weekend at all, I would watch the Last Man Standing match again from SummerSlam, and I would watch Ric Flair's last match again. Those are the only
Absolutely.
two matches, so that tells you right there, man. It's worthy of it, at least, you know?
And here's the thing. I know for a fact that some of the boys and the gals, even from the WWE, are most likely stuck around in the Nashville area just to check that out. Maybe they're all going to be partying at the same place. I know for a fact they're definitely going to downtown Nashville and doing it up with Kid Rock. But yeah, no, dude, this if you're a fan, which by the way, the boys in the back, the girls in the back, they're fans. You wouldn't be a wrestler if you weren't a fan. Are taking this into consideration, going, hey, there may be hope for me when I'm 73. Dude, if Mae Young and the Fabulous Moolah could have still did it, even during the Attitude Era, there's no reason why, if you wanted to come out of retirement just to do one match, and that's it, dude, that what we do it. You know what I mean? As long as you're healthy and you're able to do it, go do it. And again, they had some of the best workers to work with Rick. They had Jeff, they had Andrade, they had Jay Lethal.
Also,
he was fine. He was going to be protected either way.
And of course, Ric Flair, just a wonderful diversity machine, you know? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, the one thing that I wish that he did do, was do the bump into the corner and he flips over. Now, not going to the top rope,
Good
but
Lord.
that one spot. But the thing is, though, I can only imagine he's not able to take like really,
No.
back bumps.
That's
or
why.
anything like
That's
that.
why I think Lethal did it. You know, because in a way, you know, it's like he just did your thing. You know, so they paid homage to it by Lethal doing it. You know.
Absolutely, and that was definitely made for that. And I guarantee you, even if Rick was able to do that, again, he wouldn't want to have to miss a step. I mean, again, the fact that he wore a whole upper singlet just to, obviously protect the obvious, but again, it still goes to show that again he's still one tough badass, even at 73.
Hell yeah! I mean, I'd be wearing a shirt now, and I'm 38. Pretty good shit, man. I was very entertained tonight, and to be honest. What was it, $30-something? I was that entertained that I give it a thumbs up, man. As far as was that worth $30? I think so because of all the good wrestling beforehand, and then and then this main event, it did what it's supposed to do, man. I made an event out of it. I made it an event. I put it on the big screen down here, and I watched it with the surround, and it was fun. I had a fun time. Jarrett looks amazing, by the way. Jeff Jarrett, like. How old is Jeff Jarrett? Like 50-something?
Yeah, he's in his 50s. He's in his 50s, bro.
I mean, dude, that even seeing Jarrett, dude. I mean, we watched Jarrett as kids, like back in friggin' 30 years ago. So to see him out there, I mean, all that stuff. And Andrade did a wonderful job, and Jay Lethal.
And you bring that up too, Joe, where Jerry Lawler and Jeff Jarrett were there tonight. They're complete baby faces when they're in WWE, but they're complete heels when they're doing this type of event. Which, by the way. That's old school. You be in one territory and you're a babyface. You're in the next territory, you're a heel.
Right.
And nobody would have known about it. But we live in a digital age, so of course we know about it. But the one thing that sort of, I mean, again, we're going to talk about this later in terms of like little things. But one thing that actually stood out to me out of everything tonight was when the Four Horsemen were coming out, right? It was Brian Pillman and then Anderson, Brock Anderson. They're coming through the curtain, and you can literally see the signs that says heels and baby faces in terms of the entrances. And I'm like, dude,
oh really? Oh my god!
You could have just panned away from that or like faded out from that camera shot so we didn't have to see that. But that's just the only little thing that I kind of nitpicked. But anyways, so we had Tony Schiavone, David Crockett, and Ian Riccaboni on commentary.
Riccaboni. Man, I love you, man. You're the funniest when you pronounce people's stuff. Riccaboni.
Macaroni. It's
well,
all
listen,
good.
I'm not going to let you call my friend Riccaboni, okay? I'm not going to let you do it, okay? Riccaboni.
I could have said Riccaboner, but that would have been too obvious.
I mean, listen, you call him whatever you want. I wish he would quit so I could take his job. No, Ian's great. I love Ian. He's always good. He's really good. I like him.
So, yeah. So, I mean, again, they brought back the old Crockett look, the old Crockett presentation. The only updates is that they actually had their headsets basically where they would do their interviews at, which I thought was pretty cool. I mean, as a matter of fact, before we even get to the first match, what did you think of the production overall?
I thought it was weird. It's sort of a mix of a lot of different things. It had the throwback vibe that they had going on. It had a little bit of a mix of everything else. It was like a little bit of MLW, a little bit of sort of, I don't want to say like rogue, it was like very rogue, like almost like when, before like when AEW was starting and they kind of had a guerrilla style, they didn't 100% have it together yet, but they were trying to make it happen. My comments on the production are this. I thought it looked good. It looked succinct. I liked the theme. I liked the fonts they used for the buckles, the turnbuckles, the ring. I liked that there was that look and that theme and that feel to it. And I think it really was done really well, to be honest. I mean, obviously there were some gaffes. One of the let me start with the negatives really quickly. First of all, there were weird sounds all night long, popping sounds in the mic, and I had my surround sound on. I thought an animal was in my house, and it was the speaker going. We heard Conrad at times calling for things in cues. That was not very good. Like you said, heels and baby faces being shown. So there was some little things here or there that you could nitpick and that you could call out. So they had some rocky issues here or there. But quite honestly, for this production to be kind of mixed with a different team all around, they had different members from all kinds of everywhere put together. This really was pretty well done. Like, it really was pretty well done for what it was and being put on the way it was. It was actually pretty well done, man. Like, it really was. There were way more positives, I thought, than negatives. There was did you notice a weird speckle all over the screen all night, like a twinkling?
Yeah, that was an effect.
Was it? I thought so. I was like, what is going... Because it looked like I was watching in a movie theater cinema or like on an old, reel-to-reel or something. So I couldn't tell. Now, did that only start in Ric Flair's match?
No, there was some of that overall in the parts of the program that I saw, but
okay, I didn't know if it was a problem or a mistake. I couldn't tell.
Hey, man, yeah. In the words of Chris Jericho, roll the clips, monkeys. You're in the truck. You do the job. So
I don't know what that means.
It's a Jericho-ism, but
I'm just kidding. No, it was just that it was weird. Like, I thought there was something wrong with my projector. And then I saw it on the digital side when I came out here to watch it on my browser, and I said, "Oh shit, the speckles are still there." So that's an effect of some kind or a mistake or an effect on purpose.
Not speckles, Joe. It's sparkles.
It was stardust. Yeah, it was like it was the twinkling stars that Rick was seeing towards the end of the match, but he did a great job. People so far, 456 votes. 26% of you said it was awesome. 41% of you said it was good entertainment. Only 17% said blah, 16% said terrible. So about 30-something% did not really like this. But pretty close to the SummerSlam numbers from last night. So once again, another thumbs up pretty much from the audience, it looks like, no matter what. So you get your money's worth, I think, for the 30-something bucks.
I believe that, too. I mean, my only thing is, and again, it's iffy for me. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of when they have to, like, darken in the entire crowd except for like maybe like the first two rows. I understand the concept, I get it. But if you're like on TV, or even if like you got at least like the lower deck, I want to see some faces. I want to see how the crowd is reacting.
Yeah.
Even more so from like, let's say, afar, not just close-ups. But again, that's just the way that, I mean, back in the day, that's kind of how it was done anyway too. So I respect it. But nonetheless, we had Narita taking on Yomura. Just a classic sort of kind of Japanese match. Great opener. Basically got into the ring. Just basically a great finish with a belly-to-belly suplex into the bridge for the pinfall. Then there's a Ric Flair promo, but then Jay Lethal, Karen Jarrett come out instead. Lethal did his best Ric Flair promo and promised to embarrass Flair. It's basically saying it's going to be a real uncomfortable time here. Karen Jarrett ran down the women of the 80s, prompting, "Who are you?" Which, again, she barely worked. I mean, again, she worked as a valet, but she barely been in the ring. So it's like, okay, whatever. But at any rate, yeah. So, and yeah, speaking of which, the Kurt Angle documentary happened. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely going to be checking that out after the fact.
Yeah, but, I mean, we'll probably check that at some point. Let me go back to the donations real quick. See what
shit bum.
They should have done a 6-man tag with Rick, Andrade, and Conrad, both his son-in-laws.
That would be interesting. Yeah, I don't know about Conrad getting in there. I don't know what his capability.
He would be the finish guy. He would just do a big splash, and that would be the finish.
He should do the bonsai. You know what? Ric Flair puts him in the figure 4, and then Conrad does the bonsai drop on top of him. That would have been a
the
good
1, 2,
ending.
3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gerald Armstrong, thank you for the $5 and becoming a $5 ship bum, man. Thanks for supporting the show. And thanks to everybody, guys, last night for being here for SummerSlam, my 10th SummerSlam in a row, being live, reviewing WWE, the 10-year anniversary last night. Speaking of that, DDP was here tonight. Kind of weird sort of thing, but it was funny and fun kind of to see it.
No, Joe, it wasn't just SummerSlam. It was the Southern Slam.
It was at the SummerSlam. Bret Hart was here at the Ric Flairs last match. What's up, everybody in the chat? Guys, if you can, click the like button and help out and stick the thumb up my rectum, guys. We're at 155. Conrad Vader bombs your kitchen. Oh, that's weird. I don't know about that. Flair gets a divorce this year and then does this pay-per-view. Sounds like the reason. Oh, really? Is that what it is? It could be. Paul Levesque is here. Oh, my God. Paul Levesque, please hire me and bring me to the WWE and let me help you. Shout out to Paul Levesque for being here. Flair got divorced this year. I didn't know that. Huh. Did you have problems with Fight TV? Says J-Rod in the chat. No, I didn't really have problems with Fight TV. I didn't. And I casted to my projector in the other room. I had no problems there. I watched it also on my browser in the other room. I didn't really have any problems there. There was only once where it froze, and that was something to do with my phone casting. So, no, I didn't. I could see people having problems, but yeah, Conrad Thompson is a good guy. I like Conrad. Great guy. Unlike Bill Bahati and Sean Ross Sapp, who tried to kill each other the other day. I'll talk about that later. So were you let down by Motor City Machine Guns match, or did you like it, or what did you think about that?
I mean, we'll get to that, but I mean, yeah, as far as the chemistry, I mean, again, they always had it, even back when they were, wrestling in Impact. Motor City Machine Guns, I mean, again, honestly, there was a good 3-4 year display of great talent in TNA, and then of course there were some great moments, somewhat like as far as matches go. I mean, again, we always had the broken stuff and the Hardy stuff, but there was still great wrestling. But tonight was, I mean, again, it just proves to show that these guys are professionals. I mean, we'll also talk about the Briscoes and the Von Erichs too, but overall, I mean, again, all the matches were definitely at least, decent in the sense that, it kept your attention. It took your mind off of the, the potential of hey, Flair may probably have maybe not the best in-ring psychology, but it's not supposed to be a 5-star. It's not. It's just, that's why I'm constantly seeing people chatting away going, oh my God, I want to pay money to see this BS.
Well,
it's Flair.
Yeah, it was fun. It was. I had a lot of fun, bro. Let me tell you something.
Look, you go see Bob Dylan. Okay, you don't like his voice, but you love the songs, and you want to support a guy who practically.
Listen, if you don't like Bob Dylan's voice, would you really go see Bob Dylan?
No, not personally. I know people that have seen him. I'm actually wanting to see him, but I'm not necessarily going there for his voice. I'm going there because I love the songs that he makes. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
Yeah.
But at any rate, we had Al Snow, Santino Marella, and Frank the Clown, who's Mick Foley's daughter's boyfriend, maybe fiance. I don't remember. But
I blame him for her OnlyFans. I bet you Mick does too. I also heard he was no, I'm just kidding. He's probably a good guy. Yeah, anyway, continue. Sorry.
So the Clown ran down to interrupt the bunkhouse stampede. Mick Foley comes out, gives him a hug, and then just throws his ass back in the ring. One thing leads to another, and apparently there was supposed to be an early elimination from what I was told, but again, things happen, so one thing led to another. Fatu gave the Clown the super kick, and then the avalanche in the corner. Basically, we have I believe it was Dave Prasic joined Shivani on commentary right after the fact. What did I just put down in my notes here? But yeah, anyway.
Well, you know what I liked? What did you think of the match overall? Because I don't, fuck going through the whole thing.
It's a battle royal.
It was just to get all these people on a show and, have a battle royal. And I loved what they did with Myers earlier, tweeting out I'm not going to come out. They're not going to give me an entrance, a special entrance. Then I'm not going to be in it. And he dude, I was I almost couldn't believe it. And I shouldn't have believed it. But I believed it on Twitter. I was like, this guy really isn't going to go out there because he thinks they're fucking him over on his entrance. He got me, bro, on Twitter. That was awesome.
Well, the one thing that I did, what I was not expecting at all, we got Nick Gage from GCW
Yeah.
coming down, and he was part of the Battle Royal, I guess. And then basically all hell just broke loose. Bully Ray loved the table spot, not gonna lie. And then one thing led to another, and then he was eliminated. And I thought he was actually going to walk away with the boot, but no. And I actually had to take a little bit of a break after the fact. I just saw the finish, but nonetheless.
Now, was this the pre-show? This Battle Royal?
Yes.
Okay, because
yes,
I thought
pre-show.
so. Because I got to be honest, I only tuned in right after. I missed most of it, so I actually tuned in, and right as the tag match was starting, I only vaguely watched the Battle Royal.
We also got some more clips from Dixie Carter, Nick Aldis, JBL, Trish Stratus, Kurt Angle, Cody Rhodes, and then we also got a surprise appearance from Dolph Ziggler going in as a shoot name.
Right.
So that was interesting. But yeah, so it pretty much was just a pre-show, and Vicky Guerrero was in the audience, DDP, Mick Foley, Jim Ross gave a video message, Sting gave a video message, and so the main show was kicking off, and we had Motor City Machine Guns taking on the American Wolves for one night only. Mainly it was mostly like Impact matches and stuff like that, but again, it was just a crazy, again, all the high flying tag team maneuvers basically for junior heavyweights,
right?
Everything that you needed to know. So Sabian got the hot tag, hit both the Wolves with a crossbody. Edwards down with the spinning DDT. Richards hit the backpack stunner on Shelley. The Guns finished off Edwards with the skull and crossbones, Hangman's neckbreaker crossbody combo to get the victory. And it was definitely a great opener.
It was a good opening match. I liked it. I wasn't too thrilled with the commentary in that match. I thought they were a little bit behind it. They called them, these kids are really fast at one point. They're not, they're not kids anymore. Like they're literally guys who have been wrestling for years and now have like regular jobs because they're not booked enough anywhere. So they have regular jobs and they once in a while wrestle now. So there was a story and there was some background and stuff to get into and calling the match with more excitement. So I didn't feel that for whatever reason, but that's me. I thought it should have been like kind of a bigger deal that this was going down here. And I thought it was to a lot of people. It felt like this is going to be a big deal, but the commentary didn't sound that way. So a little bit worried at that point. I was like, uh-oh. But, it was up and down. It was pretty good commentary tonight. I enjoyed it. They had solid guys, coming in and out to do commentary. So it was pretty good. But, the match was pretty solid. I don't think it was better. I think it could have been better, but it was good and it was fun. It just kind of went by quick. And
it was old school.
Yeah, it was
old.
18 minutes about. So it was nice. And then, honestly, everything slowed down like I thought it would for Karrion Kross and Bulldog there. I really didn't think this was going to be good. I said it. It was going to be a lot of brooding, punching, and kicking and slop.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to be this short of a match, but it's probably for the betterment of it because, again, we didn't know, as far as, the other matches getting time, plus also the last match getting more than enough time, especially when they had the, close out around 10 p.m. Eastern. So,
that was your match, though. I was watching it thinking, Rostov is going to be fucking pissed. Like, this is what... Because, it's just one of those things. I see the chemistry of those guys, and I don't see a lot of what they could do. You know what I mean? Because, I don't know. I've seen them, and I haven't seen the greatest stuff out of them. What I will say, though, is I do like Smith Jr. I do like him. And I do
love him.
I like Karrion Kross. I don't love them or anything yet because I haven't seen enough of good stuff, but I do like him. I would like to book him in something. But I also think Karrion Kross and Scarlett Bordeaux, they just look fabulous. They look unbelievable.
Yeah.
What a great line about the natural born killers. They know the difference between right and wrong, but they just don't give a damn. Whoever said that was awesome. It was a great call.
WWE really dropped the ball with these two. Again, I understand he wanted them to have separate careers, but at the end of the day, you can still have separate careers and still make a killing together. I mean, dude, Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti are doing that in AEW. You could have done that in WWE with these two, but at any rate,
they were terrified that she was going to overshadow him, and so I don't know.
If that's the case, then guess what? competition, is a good thing. So you better do something to get yourself over. And if you don't have the confidence to do that, well, that's your fault.
They thought they were going to Mark Marrow him is what came out.
Exactly. So. But again, no, if you understand how to get over or what it is that you need to do to get over, then get over. But if you don't, you might as well try to do your best to figure out what makes, what you can do to get over with the gimmick or whatever it is that you do in order to become a legitimate superstar. And that's what I would initially think that would be the obligation of both the company and the talent. But that's what it is. So next match we had, actually before that, we had a couple more video packages from, like I said, Dolph Ziggler, Jake the Snake Roberts, Shawn Michaels did an interview. They used a clip from that. Booker T, Will Sasso, Doug Dillinger, and Lex Luger giving their tributes. We then had Jonathan Gresham.
You didn't happen to see any women passed out behind Lex Luger when he was giving that video call, did you?
He was in church at that point, so he was behind a white wall, so it must have been church.
I was worried.
Jonathan Gresham and Alan Angels win a Four Corners match, also involving Takashita, Nick Wayne, to earn the Progress World title. Ian comes back on commentary. Everyone got the opportunity to shine in the match, and which, again, it's still hard for me to even now watch Gresham after everything that just went down last week, because now it's just like, okay, I understand that you could feel upset about this and that, but it's like, dude, to say that you can't win your title back or you still can't be a legitimate contender or work on something to become a bigger superstar.
I think
you don't know that.
I think it was already weeks of being pissed that, hey, you're featuring all the other people. I'm literally the ROH world champion and you're like hiding me. What the hell's going on? So I kind of get his beef there in some ways more than I did before. And I'll be honest, man, I thought Gresham, this was one of my favorite matches of the night because it was so smooth and fun. And I thought, and then he really turned it on at the end and started blasting people, and it looked pretty good to me. And, he got the win, and the fans were booing him at first, booing things he did, like, yeah, you're the crybaby. But then by the end, he kind of won them back a little bit, if you watch it. And he won me a little bit, too. I was like, you know what? That was actually pretty impressive. I actually liked him. I did not like him before this. So this is the first time I thought that was kind of fun. That was he did a lot of little impressive things here. Very Rey Mysterio-esque from a long time ago. Like very, I don't know. I kind of liked it. That was I enjoyed this more than the tag match with the Motor City Machine Guns, believe it or not.
So we had Pillman and Anderson taking on Kerry and Ricky Morton. I wasn't expecting this to be a long match, especially since that Ricky Morton.
That was hard to watch for me. I was like, not. You don't have. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. What did you go ahead? Because I just thought that was a strange match to me.
Nick Aldis joined the commentary for this match.
Cunt. Sorry. Hey, Nick Aldis, why are you a coward? Sorry, just want to get that out there.
I love it that you're a wrestling fan still, Joe. That warms our hearts. Pillman showed way more personality here, wrestling it as a heel, which, by the way, is refreshing. There's all these face-offs. Pillman got a near fall after the Death Valley Driver. Ricky got the hot tag, and when Anderson went to slam Ricky, Kerry drop kicked Ricky onto Anderson for a near fall. Pillman hit Ricky Morton from behind, and Brock hit the Gourd Buster on the elder Morton to pick up the pinfall. And it was not my favorite match on the card personally, but again, what can you do? It's Ric Flair's last match. You're going to include some of the best, including a legend like Ricky Morton. So
I wish Ricky Morton had just gotten jumped in the back. That would have been funny. That would have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I need a tag team partner. Yeah, we'll just give you Mr. Wrestling 3. But at any rate, Ray Phoenix and Bandito to win the four-way match that they had with Black Taurus and Laredo Kid. Yeah, Lucha Libre. I love it. It was a spot fest.
Yeah. And Taurus saved Bandito's life.
Dude, the one spot that really scared me was the cross body going outside the ring and him landing on his feet. Because I'm like, dude, you could have literally bust up in an ankle. You could have literally just like rotated the wrong way. It would have been bad for everybody involved. Holy God.
That match was nuts, dude. When he did, what did he do? Somebody, was it Laredo Kid that did the like corkscrew tornado fucking diving crazy shit off the top? Yeah, I don't even know what it was. It was nuts.
It was horrifying to watch, actually.
He rotated like, let me see if I can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He might have rotated about 8 or 9 times in the air. That tornado springboard off the top. That was awesome.
It's like,
and Bandito,
it was like something out of Soul Calibur.
Yeah, and Bandito should be dead. That suicide dive, bro. Man, Taurus is a fucking legend for catching him.
He is a beast.
That was crazy. He saved his ass, bro. That was wild. So I was. This match was just fun chaos, I would say. I enjoyed the chaos of this.
Well, you want to talk about chaos? This one was a Schlabanaka. Jacob Fatu versus Jason Alexander for the Impact World Championship. Tom Hannafan joined the commentary on this one.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, the build up towards all the the physicality was just like one thing after another. We see cannonballs, Northern Light suplexes, just overall just power. This was like a power game. In other words, this is what should have been the Harry Smith match. Like in terms of like the physicality and really building up the match. Like in this case scenario, I mean, again, and these guys are even athletic too. You talk about the Lucha Libre stuff and stuff. They were going for high spots all around the way. And then, of course, towards the end, as Alexander Fatu made it to their feet, Brian Myers, Matt Cardona, and Mark Sterling ran in and attacked them, ending the match with a no contest. Alexander spiked Sterling down with a double underhook, pile driver. DDP ran in and gave Cardona the diamond cutter. DDP and Alexander celebrated. I mean, again, thank God that this was just like a one night only type of a thing, because if this was during let's say like an AEW, ROH, or WWE, style fight on a pay-per-view and this is how it ended, of course we're going to be pissed, because I don't like no contest or double DQs. Yeah,
but I get it. They hadn't had one yet. And unfortunately, this match was starting to get really pretty good.
Yeah.
And, it was really pretty good. It was fun to watch, and then it ends like that. So they got the heat they wanted, because I was pissed. I was like, "Oh man, what the I was enjoying that, and now it's ruined, all that for nothing." So that kind of pissed me off. Which good, that's the goal, right? So they did a good job of getting that heat, I guess. Action figure losers. Then we had an awkward promo in the back with
Jerry Lawler and Jerry.
Well, it wasn't
Jerry Jarrett.
It was pretty good, but I mean, it was just funny. It was like almost silly.
Well, you got to make the salad with the slice. The sliced chicken, and
he didn't even get to say a word.
Tomato.
He didn't even get to say a word.
Well,
he should have gotten to say that at least. But
I would have marked out. I would have marked. But
what would have really been funny is if the somebody had been on their way to deliver Ric Flairs, there was a piece to his robe, or they were working on his robe or boots or a commemorative thing or whatever, and the announcer guy had been on his way and he got stopped and they ripped it up or something, or smashed it in the glass or whatever. I don't know, something like that. But it was just kind of funny. It was good stuff. Jeff Jarrett is on the game, man. Jerry Lawler fought through that and got that heel stuff out there. And Jerry Lawler did not make me believe that he hates Ric Flair, but that's okay. But Jeff Jarrett kind of did. And Jeff Jarrett, he was on something else. What's that?
Yo, James Jones in the chat is going, Taurus saved his life. Yeah, Taurus is life.
Right. That's funny.
But yeah, dude, Mark and Jay Briscoe taking on the Von Erichs. Now, I hadn't seen them wrestle in a long time. I know they were wrestling a little bit in MLW, but right. It was good to see them actually wrestle again, because again, I have a very soft spot for the Von Erichs.
The Von Erichs, yeah. Or the Smoking Guns.
Right. I mean, dude, one's not wearing cowboy boots, the other one is, but either way. Yeah, and of course the Briscoes being the Briscoes. Always fun. It was, and again, another short match, 7 minutes and 43 seconds. Jay Briscoe hits both Von Erichs with the tope suicida, or the suicide dive. Von Erichs caught Jay Briscoe in the corner for a bit, working him until they got the hot tag. Marshall cut off on the attempt at the redneck boogie, as it's called. Neck breakers and just basically going for the finish. And Mark came off the top rope with the froggy bow to get the pinfall. It was short but sweet, like maybe like a standard like WWE Raw or SmackDown match type of a thing.
Yeah, it was just a feature to get these names on the show and whatever else, and I'm fine with it because you know what, the Briscoes just had a major match recently. We don't need to see something crazy. They're just helping out, MLW on the map. Get the Briscoes in there with the Von Erichs, and you got that going on. I was fine with that. I was happy with it. It was good to see. A lot of people, it was their first time seeing the new Von Erichs here, So, and maybe even the Briscoes for some people. So that it did its job, in my opinion. It was pretty decent, but it did fly by so that I really didn't get much into it. And then all of a sudden the women are coming out, and I thought, I was, getting a little excited to see the women. I was like, these are some big girls who could do some damage. And then that kind of slowed down for a second as Ellering hurt her, I believe, tore.
Yeah, I was just going to get to that. So Ellering, not even 15 to 20 seconds into this match, they're going for roll-up combinations. And the way that Grace was rolling her up, the leg that Ellering, I believe, was her left leg that got caught right underneath, and just you could see it just bend.
No,
and
it was the right leg.
Yeah, dude, it was just bending, and and then she had to take some time out. People thought that she was going to be out of the match. Then she comes back in the match, which again the fans gave her, I believe, a standing ovation for, which was much needed. And they continued, and they fought through the pain.
Yeah.
Grace dominated Ellering, got her for a near fall with the Vader bomb. Barrazo came off the top with a cross body. Ellering caught Grace with the boot. I mean, it's just one thing after another. Again, it's like, with triple threat matches, again, it's like interweaving with different people, minutes or so. And, Ellering caught Grace with the spinning boss slam, near fall. Grace hit the Grace driver for the near fall, but Ellering rolled her up with a crucifix for the near fall. Just near fall after near fall. Ellering had to tap out based to the submission, to the naked choke, and that was the end of the match. But right before we went into our main event, we had a great promo package, which I thought was cool. And we had Undertaker and Michelle McCool with their daughter, with Mick Foley at ringside. I think I sent you some photos, the still photos, on Messenger, Joe, of that moment, but didn't see Brett until he came down probably after the fact. But Ric Flair on Andrade El Idolo taking on Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, 26 minutes 40 seconds. I mean, all you could say. The one thing that I noticed even before the match started was even the commentary is like, "Yo, Rick, milk this moment, brother. Take your time." And they took a long time for that first woo to really echo throughout the arena through that sound system. But, I mean, again, we knew early on that it was going to be just a very slow-paced match. We're not expecting Rick to do anything other than just, punch and kick and do what's necessary. Yeah, Kid Rock's also in the crowd, and he's, like, having a good time. And they're bringing up facts about Flair, which, again, I love it when commentary just brings up specifics that maybe a fan doesn't know that would help understand the length of who they're talking about and why Ric Flair was important. I mean, from stats to years to different bouts that he had. I mean, dude, they brought up the fact that he fought in that building with Ricky Steamboat in 89 and I believe Macho Man Randy Savage in 95 for WCW. So marked out for that. There were just very slow paced neck until Andrade got in the ring and they started to really throw hands, knife edge chops from Flair onto Lethal. Lethal and El Idolo traded forearms. Jarrett got the tag. And by the way, this match was full of pantomiming. I mean, there was so much pantomiming and stalling. But again, Rick is not what he was 20 years ago, let alone 10 years ago. So the pacing of it was just very, very slow and methodical, which is assuming what even the commentary says, like that's what Ric Flair wants. Basically, Flair's working Jarrett. They eventually go to the outside, and Jarrett steals Karen gives Jarrett her shoe, and clocks Flair with it to bust him open. Then gets into a fight with the family, which, by the way, I was thinking of Canadian Stampede when the Hart family was getting into it with Austin, and Austin was just like, "Oh, I want to take all of you guys out by myself." But it was a good spot, and even the Flairs and Karen were just like, cat fighting, like, "Don't touch me, f you, f you." Then Flair's just got a great amount of color on his face. They're working that, they're working back. Flair finally gets Andrade to get the tag. Eventually, the referee gets knocked out. Then the brass knucks come into play. Obviously, you said it, Joe, earlier that it ended up on his left hand, his left hand, but then goes back and puts it on his right hand. And then eventually, Flair beats Jeff Jarrett to the punch. And right before that, actually, Jeff takes the guitar, and Andrade takes Flair out of the way and knocks Jay Lethal out of the ring with the guitar.
I'm begging anybody to get me the clip, and maybe I'll get it myself, but please get me the clip. When that guitar bounced up in the air and everybody got knocked over or whatever, I was dying, bro. That was a hilarious part of the match. I love that part.
It's the sound of it is always...
Like, dude, yeah, the way it exploded and he flew backwards and the guitar went flying, like, that was awesome. If somebody had a clip of that, I can't wait to see it on Twitter, maybe, if there's a clip of it somewhere out there, because it's really fun. It's a great moment. I like that part.
Yeah, one thing goes to another. Flair finally hits Jarrett with the brass knucks. Flair goes for the figure four, which, again, we alluded to earlier that both shoulders of both guys were on the ground, but Ric Flair was exhausted. I don't think the referee even gave a damn, even if this was legit. Rang the bell. 1, 2, 3. Your winners, Flair and El Idolo.
This is a little bit of Ric Flair going to the back from a fan cam, celebrating with Andrade. El Idolo.
Yes, actually, right before they went to black, Jay Lethal came back out and hugged Flair. Flair gave a special speech after gapping up Taker, Foley, and Bret Hart. He basically just says, "Yes, this is my last match. Yes, I did forget some things, but nonetheless, I had fun. I wouldn't be able to do this without you, and now I'm about to go party downtown with Kid Rock."
Flair, Undertaker looks like, fuck this shit.
He always looks like that, dude.
All right, that's true. It was
He's
great.
The dead man. So yeah, so overall,
Ric Flair cussing in front of Undertaker's kids. I can't believe you, Ric Flair.
Here in the greatest wrestling town. We've made jokes about me being married 5 times. Well, all the kids are here, and one wife, but all my granddaughters and children are here, and my friends are here, and I swear to God, guys, if I didn't have enough pressure on me tonight, fucking Kid Rock walked in the fucking locker room and said...
I just want to say Ric Flair put over Kid Rock like crazy tonight. I don't know, like
hard. He put him over hard, bro.
Ric Flair with Kid Rock with the plugs up the yin yang. If Kid Rock wasn't there tonight, I don't know what Ric Flair would have talked about, because he said Kid Rock about 7 times. I think Kid Rock brainwashed him.
He got that WWE money, so you might as well be like, all right,
right?
I'll get some free endorsements.
The figure 4 locked in by Ric Flair. All 4 shoulders are down, but referee counting Double J first. But honestly, it was the moments from the match I want to see that made me go like, hell yeah, it made me jump up, were the knucks to the head, like when he had to get up and then hit him with the knucks. That was great. I love the women fighting. That was funny shit. The blade job and the women screaming at each other. And the guitar. That guitar exploding at that point was really good as well. And so I would love to see those clips if they surface anywhere on Twitter. Shout out to StarCast.
Hold on.
Yes.
We got 613 people in this chat. Chat roll. Like, subscribe, and share this video. What is wrong with you? Get some likes up in here. Matter of fact, tell a friend of me. Tell an enemy. I don't care. Like, share, subscribe. Marks.
Yeah, the likes got to go up. I mean, this is crazy. We've been here for a while now. We got to get those likes up.
Come on now, y'all. Support this man.
Now, Just Talk Wrestling is all over Twitter, just burying this thing with like all these like weird moments and things like that. But
well, again, everybody's gonna be nitpicking. I mean, at this point,
I found the guitar spot.
I just enjoyed it. I mean, again, if anybody that should deserve a round of applause is Conrad Thompson. This dude is amazing. I mean, all these StarCasts he's been doing over the past couple years. The fact that we couldn't get Taker a couple years ago when Conrad originally asked and was going to advertise for Taker, then Vince basically just says, no, you can't do that. But now Vince is out of power, so Taker's just like, well, I'm retired. I'm in the Hall of Fame. I'm going to do whatever the hell I want.
Right.
So he showed up
unfortunately,
with his family.
The guitar spot I just saw, unfortunately, only included Jeff hitting Jay Lethal, but it's the part where Jeff got hit after that was awesome. That was the part that I loved. This was fun, man. I can't say it enough how fun this was tonight. This really helped my SummerSlam weekend, you know. It really did. I had a blast. And by Fight TV and StarCast, we're tweeting out all these clips. Dude, at one point, I mean, Jeff Jarrett put his hands on Flair's older daughter, on Conrad. Conrad's trying to shove him away. By the way, it was just bizarre. Like, I love that. And they're all just doing it so Flair can blade, you know. But it was all the classic stuff was there. And
yeah,
what did you think when Ric Flair faked the heart attack? Because you said you weren't fooled at all, you know. But I had fun with it, and I was like, oh my god, you know, he got me a little bit.
No, especially after. I mean, again, and I wasn't obviously around during this era. I was not born yet, but I remember watching the WCCW show where Fritz von Erich faked a heart attack. Right. Whenever somebody tries to fake a heart attack, I never take it seriously. Now, obviously, Flair has a pacemaker in his heart. Right. He's had issues internally. But I also know that if that were to be the case, Flair for a shoot is not going to announce to the world, oh my God, this is happening. Like, come on.
Yeah, he's going to just collapse. That's why the quieter he was and the more sunk down, it was like, oh my God, like you couldn't tell. Like, he really made you feel worried, like, for real, because, like, there's a reason to be worried. But, yeah, I was very entertained. But that's all I keep saying, man, is that I was entertained by this. I would bury something if I could, but this was fun. I was entertained. I'm telling you, and I'm not a big, that's what it was, the super kick, dude. Andrade just, oh, my God, bro. He blasted Ric Flair. Listen to this. The fucking guitar went flying, and then Jeff Jarrett went flying. He just ate a super kick. That was the part. If that clip, I'm gonna clip it and put it up myself because it's awesome. Like I loved it. It's after the guitar shot, the initial guitar shot. By the way, 10,000 views tonight on Ric Flair's last match on the review here on this channel. So you talk about how important this was to people. It was very important tonight because let me tell you something. Last night's SummerSlam review, 15, 20, I don't know what we did, 15 to 20,000 views, maybe less. Tonight, Ric Flair, 10,000 for this. My viewership is almost equal. By the way, we just hit 50 members on YouTube. So 50 people became members, so we got a little achievement there. So thank you to everybody who became a member because memberships are skyrocketing, it says. Check the memberships tab. So 50 members. I swear to God, we did have 69 at one point, so I don't know why it's telling me it's a new achievement.
I got a member down there. I should have been there. If Ryback had been on this show, I think it would have been a lot better. And by the way, I would have feed me more. I think Conrad Thompson basically really took that to heart because he feeds himself more every day. Please put
You're gonna get my Longhorn Steakhouse card.
Yeah, put the fork down there because what are you doing? Okay.
Oh, where's my Cracker Barrel?
Artist formerly known as Jabroni Jabber Brody has become a member, one of those 50 people, as we let the donations roll in from you guys and hear what you had to say about the Ric Flair match tonight. Peter Herezi, thank you for subbing to the channel, man. We have had over 300 subscribers in the last 2 days. So great stuff for the channel here and for you guys.
Shit bum.
10 years of this.
Ric Flair deserves all the credit in the world for delivering tonight and throughout his career. Thoughts on Jonathan Gresham tonight? Good show.
Alex Soley, thanks for the $5 and becoming a $5 ship bum. I think I probably already answered this for you, but yeah, you know what? I was impressed. I was at about a 1 out of 10 in caring about John Gresham. And tonight, what he did, especially the way he finished that match, I really enjoyed him. My excitement about John Gresham went from I think he's a crybaby midget to I'm kind of interested. I'm at a 5 out of 10 level for him now, where I was at a 1. So he did. I think he redeemed himself tonight quite a bit. I really do. I couldn't care less for him the other day, and now
you raised a piece of shit.
He won me over a bit.
The most unbelievable thing out of all the stuff this weekend is that Bob Caudle is still fucking alive. Everyone who hated Flair's last match can meet Grizzly Smith in hell. Did you expect a shooting star press from Rick? Eat balls. Karen Jarrett is ugly.
Oh, Rick dies in Motel 6 pool. Thank you for the $1. I loved him, man. I almost, I love him, man. I love you, Ric Flair. And I love wrestling. That's what I...
Credit to Taurus for saving Bandito as well.
Absolutely. We went over that. Yeah, it was an unbelievable catch, man. Bandito should be dead right now. Now, I think he did get his hands down, but Bandito caught him. I mean, Taurus caught Bandito, rather, right at the last moment. That was sick. He saved his ass, bro. That was some Jericho moves. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, there was just a lot of crazy spots that could have just went wrong.
You raised a piece of shit.
Well.
Flair versus Lawler with Kid Rock as ref in last match 2. Coming to a Greensboro trailer park in 2023. Lance Russell's corpse above ring. Remember when Jonathan Gresham was in WWE as the little Booker T midget that The Rock brought out?
Oh my God. Rostafa, man. Shots fired at Rostafa. Very Rey Mysterio-esque, People are like, oh, how small is he? I'm like, you like Rey Mysterio, what's the difference? Brian Chifflet, thanks very much. Brian Chifflet? Thank you for subbing to the channel, man. I appreciate it. Get a new last
shit
name,
bum.
Biff Raiden causes DQ in Fite versus Alexander. Thumbs down.
Yeah, that was a disappointment because that match was winning me over. I was starting to really like it. 2 guys going out there, and they're having a great match. Like Rostafa said, that should have been a little bit of what Cross was able to do, but they didn't, and Fatu did. And then, Alexander and Fatu got a little bit ruined. Biff Raiden and Myers got the heat, I guess, for whatever reason, but interesting.
You raised a piece of shit.
If I were Rick, I'd get Scarlett Bordeaux for last ride on Space Mountain. Think Nichelle Nichols ever took a turn? Conrad versus Jim Ross would be fire. In 50 years Rick never used a tractor. I doubt Hess threw as he could always come back as Black Scorpion.
That's true. That probably happened. Bill Russell, thank you. Rest in peace, Nichelle Nichols and Bill Russell. I don't know what's up with
you raised a piece of shit.
That going on.
Hope Tony Khan pushes Andrade. Hess harder to understand than Bob Dylan and Shinsuke Nakamura duet, but Terry's Hope. The Living Von Erichs versus Not Jack and Jerry Briscoe was good. Gresham would have had height disadvantage versus Connor the Crusher. Flair versus Roman.
I brought that up earlier, and I already booked Andrade in AEW. I already talked about what they should do with him to make him sort of a mob boss and make him this, but he's ruthless. Like, he's so scary and crazy. But he's dressed nice and he looks nice. But he's like, I would make him an 80s mob boss. Like the guy who has the big boat and you have to meet with the guy on the boat and then they kill the guy on the boat and tie bricks to him and throw him off. Like, I would do all that sort of stuff with him, because and give him a couple of catchphrases, that are kind of scary and whatever. And book him almost in a sick. He's a sicko, almost Mil Mascaris without the, whatever. But it's just like, because otherwise he's sort of lost. It doesn't really work. You really got to build these stories with him on video where and you, even if you put translations down there and he speaks in Spanish, but you don't need to 100% hear everything he's saying. If he's talking in Spanish to someone and he's like, sit down, we're just going to have dinner together, it's going to be a good time, and then they beat the shit out of some guy, leave him bloody all over a dinner table, and they're like, whatever the case is, just go with those sort of stories with him. That's what I would have done, but they've kind of gone back and forth on that, and they started doing that a little bit with him, but anyway, we'll see what happens. But that being said, overall tonight, I'd give the whole, I hate to give this a bigger rating than SummerSlam, and I don't think I will. I honestly think I want to give this show tonight the same rating as SummerSlam and give it a 6.5 out of 10. As
You know, it's funny. It's funny. I'm thinking that it is to a degree, but I also don't. It's weird. It's like it's like these guys only had what, like maybe like a 3-hour show, maybe 3.5-hour show, and yet SummerSlam was like 4.5, like it started at like what 8 o'clock and ended at like 11.
It was a 4.5-hour show.
Yeah. So, and again, these guys sold out the auditorium.
Yeah, they sold out 9,000 seats. SummerSlam half sold 38,000 or whatever it was.
Yeah, wherever the hell it was. I think it was like 48,000 tickets that they sold.
They said that,
the actual, but in the actual arena, yeah. So I you know what, screw it. I'll give it a 6.5 too. I was going to go for a 6, but I was like, you know what, let me give it a 6.5 because everybody, as far as at least the undercard, it was what it was. Like, again, they had a lot of Impact. They had a lot of AAA and some MLW guys come in, and they did have some AEW, including Jay Lethal, coming in. But man, I just wish, it's just like I wish there was like more that we could have done in terms of like really make this show just is that much more. But again, no,
like a ladder match. Put a ladder match in there. With
man,
something like that. Two guys feuding.
Yeah, or something crazy, a little bit crazier. But again, no.
You know what would have been fun is AEW versus somebody else, like AEW versus MLW.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, so intra-promotional stuff and like make it even more interesting.
Have
like matches that we do.
Tony Khan comes out with the 3 AEW guys. Conrad out there with his guys or something like that, MLW, AEW, and whoever loses, the 3 other guys have to compete in the other company for free for an appearance or something. I don't know.
Absolutely. And I mean, again, it was what it was. So, and remember, Conrad booked this months in advance, and we only got the storyline process going since like mid-June, early June. So there was only so much time to really milk the story of like what they wanted to do. But I'm happy that, everything turned out the way it was supposed to. Rick got what he wanted. Thank God he was able to walk away from this dude. He's going to be sore for the next like 2-3 weeks. But this was a good show. I liked it.
Yep, I enjoyed it. Thumbs up. I'd say, like we said, SummerSlam and this show tonight were thumbs up. Not, for me, they were thumbs up. For you as well. 6 out of 10s are thumbs up. And so that's what we're getting tonight, man. Ristaffa, bro, I want to thank you for coming on and breaking it down, brother. A lot of fun.
You're welcome.
Hey, man. And everybody else didn't get to say a lot, but I appreciate everybody else. Anybody else?
Well, I'm about to say, let's ask the chat real quick.
Yeah, open it up to other people.
Yeah. Let's. Anybody got any questions about like what happened tonight? What are we gonna do going forward as far as this week with Monday Night Raw, tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night is gonna be a big tell of what's going on.
I honest to God feel this is a slow burn. I really feel this is not going to happen overnight. Will there be some change? I mean, we're already seeing it like on commentary with like, Michael Cole saying certain phrases that were blocked by things.
There's 9,000 people that are going to stand up and say, fuck Ric Flairs.
Listen, by the way, about Michael Cole, I make no mistake about it. He was a little bit better on the mic the other night because he didn't have Vince there. He was more free sounding and fun. But listen, the guy still is Michael Cole. You know what I mean? Like, I really do. But Michael Cole is a legend. I love him. He's one of the best producing commentators, whatever. But he, it's people were acting today like he was more Ronaldo the other day, and I was like, I don't think so. He was. No,
not by far. I'm not trying to compare the two, but you could tell that there was definitely subtle changes in that. And like Kevin Dunn wasn't like down their throats about production or anything like that.
Right. All right, I'll break down. You want me to go over the Bill Bahati thing with Sean Ross? I'll do it, okay? Let's watch the video. Many of you have seen it already. These two meatheads. I love it. By the way, I go back and forth on this. I just want to say to you guys, I have no horse in this race, really. I will tell you that according to Sean Ross, all of you guys are scumbags. and you guys are all troll scumbags, and my audience is, we're all toxic and terrible people over here, according to Sean Ross, the guy in the white here on the left. And the guy on the right is Bill Bahati, who years ago we got in a fight with Bill, and Bill wanted to take my channel away and all these other things. But then recently I've actually spoken with Bill, and he doesn't even remember any of that. I don't know why, but he doesn't. So I've never been the biggest fan of either one, but I've been on Bill's show recently, and we got along great, and he seemed fine. But these two guys do not like each other. I would consider Bill Bahati as more of a conservative type, and he's more of like an instigator, a conservative type on the right. And Sean Ross Sapp is kind of a guy who likes to virtue signal. He seems like a nice enough guy, but there's something up there, and he likes to virtue signal to all the SJWs out there. So the two of them obviously aren't going to get along. One's more conservative-like, and one is more like social justice warrior. So you put those two together, and you get, I guess, this. Now, I don't know the full story. From what I'm being told, Bill went up to Sean, right? So, like, if Sean went up to Bill and started being like, you're a fucking racist, you want to start this? You know, like, that would be kind of dick, right? But it seems like maybe, and I don't know which one went up to who first or whatever, but I'm hearing that Bill went up to him. So then Sean was like, really, fuckface, and I actually can't believe that Sean Ross Sapp actually got this crazy with him. I was surprised. I always took him as like a coward, but they're kind of both in a way. Like, Bill's like, you want to go outside? You want to go outside and handle this?
Give me outside. How about that?
Yeah, but and Sean is like not going outside, but not backing down here either. Very strange. Let's listen to some of it, and we have multiple angles. But and this poor girl who's in the background watching, and I'll give you some more comments on my take on this. By the way, and by the way, this is a guy on the left who hates you, hates me, and wants my thinks I should be taken away from the internet and everything. So I
want your grundle.
Not a big fan of that guy, but at the same time, I'm not open to talking to him and saying, let me apologize for the things that you think you don't like about me, and I'll talk to you, and maybe we can find some kind of common ground here, and we'll go our ways. But I've been mean to him and bad to him. He's been bad to me. Here's a video. So what's going on here, I haven't figured it all out yet, but Bill Bahati basically is going up to him and challenging him, and what he's saying here is, like, oh, you want to say that stuff to my face now type of thing, and Sean Ross Sapp is like, oh, what do you mean? What are you getting at? What are you doing? And he's like, oh, don't you want to say that stuff to my face, like, oh, I'm a racist and I'm a scumbag and all this stuff. So that's what he's saying to Sean, and now Sean is going to say, yeah, you are that. Oh, because you are. Oh, because you are. Yeah, what about all that shit you said to me, like, I'm a racist? Oh, you are. You're a racist piece of shit, Sean said there. You're a fucking piece of shit. You're a racist piece of shit. No, you're a piece of shit.
Get the fuck out of my face. I'll get you in the fucking door. I'd rather do it, boy. I can't do it. Do it.
Kind of interesting there that I gotta say, man, I did not expect Sean to get back in his face. Like, he kind of did, and he kind of like surprised me, to be honest there, Sean Ross Sapp. But this is what kind of a sick person, I think I could be wrong. I've been wrong about people before. Sean Ross Sapp could be a good guy for all I know, but I think he's a piece of shit garbage person. I think Sean Ross Sapp is an evil weirdo. That's what I think, but I could be wrong. But at the same time, he also thinks that I'm a piece of shit evil person, so I don't know. But he's going at Bill Bahati here. I'm surprised he has the balls to stand up in his face. But also, too, I think, Sean is the type of guy who'll cry about SJWs and you're a racist, you're a bigot, and I'll point at you so you'll kill yourself. But Bill Bahati is the type of guy that will talk shit about you online like a troll or something. And so Sean, I think, has had enough of this, and he's like, All right, fucking do it then. Let's do it. You want to do something? Do it or whatever. So I kind of see both perspectives here, you know. I really think everybody should just fucking talk about it and be like, yo, we're being goofy online. Let's cut that shit. And what's up, man? Like, let's stop that shit, you know. And I think maybe Sean could have said, listen, man, I thought you were one. And I thought you were acting like that. If you're not really racist and you're not really this, I don't agree with the things you say, but if you say you're not, okay, but you come across that way on the internet and everywhere. And
let's all hold hands.
Yeah, I don't know.
On the subway.
There's lots of memes now about this. I will say I'm a bit jealous I wasn't involved. I wish I was a little bit.
You would have been the enforcer.
I'd love to be the enforcer. See, I've done this before. I was the Bill Bahati. I went up to Ryback, right? I went up to Ryback and apologize. I tried to apologize to Rybach. Now, I think Rybach overreacted. I think Rybach had been overreacting. I think Rybach had misunderstood everything I had said and been doing. But I understood he was upset by it. So I went up to Rybach in Rybach's face and apologized, shook his hand and asked, told him that, hey, man, no hard feelings about this stuff. I hope you can forgive me. And, you know, Rybach cut a promo on me and really didn't. You know, so it is what it is. But I try to, you know, it's not that serious. You know, calling each other dickheads or scumbag or whatever, you know, on the internet and then meeting someone in real life, you know, and saying, hey, man, we talked a lot of shit. You know, it's good to actually see you. Maybe we should cut that. Maybe I'll cut that shit. You know, maybe I'll. But here's the first part. So that was the second part. Now we got part. I believe this is part one. Part one is actually, I think, funnier. I believe. I don't know. Then, so finally, the security came over and separated this. The security's like, take a walk. Where's the part where he goes, what? He basically says something like, and it's really funny because Cyclops is like, what? Like, and he's like, he gets this crazy fucking look on his face, and it's really funny. But I don't know. Anyway, just what a bunch of babies we all are. Unfortunately, and by the way, I have to say that I am as guilty as anyone of talking shit and having a good time being a prick online. Because I don't know who's real or fake or talking shit or not. You know, I don't know what's going on. You know, one point, you know, people are saying I should be taken off and I'm a scumbag and I'm these things and I'm not. Well, okay, I'm going to talk shit back. You know, so I don't know. But what is wrong with all of us? You know, all the wrestling people, the podcasters, the people on video, live streamers, the news reporters, everybody seems to have issues with everybody. So, I don't know what the fuck's wrong with this, man, but I'm no angel myself. But, you know, I put it out there that if anybody's listening to this from that doesn't like me or whatever, you know, it's never too late. I will always talk to you for a second and apologize. If you DM or I DM you, you know, it's never too late to be like, yo, let's stop that shit. Let's stop that. You know what I mean? I'm guilty of it. I do it to everybody. I do it to people that I think do it to me or that are scumbags. Or they're acting like scummy, and I'm acting like scummy. You know, we all do this, and we're wrestling fans, and whether you're a journalist, a professional, there's no professionals, right? Because Sean Ross goes out and does this to people. He tries to cancel people. He tries to attack people. He would love to see someone kill themselves over him tweeting about them, in my opinion, from what I've seen. So, like, there's no professionals. Nobody is professional. We're all out there fucking, like, running amok, acting crazy. You know, but it'd be good if everybody could settle down and, you know, try to fucking get along, I think. But in the end, it is what it is, man. But
can't we all just get along?
Yeah, I mean, you know, uncomfortable.
I mean, it's so stupid. But I mean, anyway. By the way, on a side note, Joe, I don't know. I was just thinking. This just popped into my mind.
Yeah,
I was actually trying to find the. Something came up on my feed, and I wanted to try to find it. The internet darlings where you took a stage dive bump. when everybody's just like, this brother can work. But at any rate, yeah, I mean, I probably would have been more entertaining than these two guys, like, freaking catfighting and not going anywhere. Which, by the way, John Ross Sapp, I just noticed that he had dreadlocks or whatever the hell he's got going on. He's looking like Tangela from Pokemon. But, at any rate, I digress. That's my only cheap shot.
He does. Listen, I'm not a big fan of him. I'm skeptical. I think he's skeptical of me too, but I don't know, bro, because you could easily say that about me. You know what I mean? That I'm a sketchy type of whatever, but something's off about him. He don't like me. I know that. And because of that, I don't like him. And because of that, he don't like me. So that's how it goes. But Ric Flair's last match, be that as it may, was a wonderful, fun time for me. I am not going to do Beat the Clock tonight, guys. I know people are asking about it because I have so much going on now. I'm going to get out of here. I appreciate you guys all being here. I love you. You guys all stay safe. Be good. Garguts might go live. Check out his channel.
Before you do that, Joe.
Yes.
Before you do that, Joe. Let's definitely show this this clip right here that I'm about to send you, because honestly, if you're going to end a Ric Flair last match type of a sequence, we're going to do something a little bit similar in this case, where you practically almost killed yourself, which, by the way, we want you around for a long time, Joe. Come on now. We don't want you to kill yourself. I'm going to put this right here in the JCS chat right here.
Where is it, on
and
Facebook?
It is sent to you, brother. You should... No, on Discord.
Okay, let me see.
I also sent you the photos here, but I'm also gonna personal message you that as well. We should end the show off with
Is this where I kill myself here?
Yes.
All right, well, here it is from the internet darlings. Yeah.
We were talking about Ric Flair thinking that he was gonna die in the ring. We was like, well, you know what? Might as well at least throw this. Okay, you survived, so this might as well give somebody hope. Diving off a 2-foot stage.
Well, here it is, man. It's too bad they didn't get it on video fully. Someone else did, though. It's somewhere, and I don't know where it is. But, yeah, I basically waffled myself to make everyone laugh, and it worked out. So, good night, everybody. Rastava, thank you for leaving us with this clip. Kisses, brother. I'm out, and here's the end of my life.
No, I'll say it. I'm going to say it.
1, 2, 3.
I don't really care for Bret Hart that much.
Bret Hart is the most overrated champion of all.
In the ring.
He did one thing really good that a lot of other people did better, and he was a black hole of charisma. He was the top wrestler in a downtime. And yeah, that's our opinion.
Hit the bar, played the star everywhere I went.
I think Lex Luger should have won the belt over him at
That's it, I'm killing myself.
I'm sorry, Joe. This could work. What have I done?
Thank you, Ric Flair. Thank you, Ric Flair. I love you. Thank you. The man to walk the aisle one last time in styling and profiling. And tonight, he's raging out on the town with Kid Rock and Daddy. There ain't no woman who won't be pleased tonight. Woo! 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 Woo!
This is the Joe Cronin Show.
There's 9,000 people that are going to stand up and say, fuck Ric Flairs. Wings!